Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing today? On today's video, we'll be cutting this Milkmaid top. I made use of Duchess fabric, and I would love to appreciate all my subscribers. Thank you very much. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for sharing with your soul friends. So guys, let's get into it. So now to cut this Milkmaid top, the first you have to do is to get your startup line. So I came down by 1 inches for my startup line, and you make sure your paper is on fold. You see, this is it. My paper is on fold. You can see this angle. You make sure your paper is on fold. Now the next we have to do, after getting your startup line, you get your bust point. The bust point I'm working with is 10 inches. So I come down here and mark 10 inches. Next I have to mark is the under bust measurement. So for the under bust, I'll be making use of 13 inches. So this is 13 inches here. Then I will get the length of this top, because it's a crop top. I'll be making use of 17 inches for the length of the top. Now I'll connect these lines together. It's always good to label your pattern. We'll label this place, which is the startup line, the shoulder line. This is the bust point. We mark bust point. This is the under bust, while this is the top length, Getting all this mark, the next we have to do is to get the neckline. The standard neckline is 3 inches. The depth is 3 inches. Mark the depth 3 inches. Then we'll mark the width of the neckline 3 inches. The shoulder I'm working with is 7 inches. So now here I'll mark my 7 inches mark here, and I'll come down by 1 inches for the shoulder slant. You know, our shoulder is not always straight, it's kind of slopey. So I came down by 1 inches for that. Now I'll connect this line to the neck width like this. Okay, so after doing this, the next we have to do now is to get the chest line. To get your chest line, you divide your bust by 6 plus 1.5. The bust I'm working with is 36. 36 divided by 6 plus 1.5 give me 7.5. So this is my 7.5. I'll be putting it down on this 1 inches mark I came down for the shoulder slope. That's why I will start to put my 7.5, and I will mark it here. And I will check what I have from the shoulder line. I have 8.5. I'll bring my 8.5 here also and mark. Now I'll connect this line together. This is the chest line. We'll write chest line here. This is our chest line, also known as the bust line. So after doing that, now I'll bring down my shoulder line to this chest line here, which is 7 inches. Mark here 7 inches. Connect this with a straight line now. So the next I have to do now is to divide the shoulder line by 2. Here I have 7.5. I'll be dividing it like this into 2, and I will mark here. I'll come in by 0.75. You can see the way I came in. 0.75. Now I'll connect this line together, and I'll use my French curve to finish up. This is my armhole. So the next we have to do now is to get the nipple to nipple point. The nipple to nipple point I'm using is 3.5. So on the bust line, I will pull down my 3.5 on the bust line. On the under bust, 3.5. And on the top length, I'll put down 3.5. Now I'll connect this line together. The next we have to do now is to open our dart. So to open this your dart, because this is a small size, I'm not cutting for a plus size. When you're working for a plus size, you use 0.75 to open your dart. but because this is a small size, I will be using half inches here, half inches here also. After opening the dart by half inches, then you come down from your bust point by 1 inch. The dart is not getting to your bust point, you know. So this is my 1 inch mark here. Now connect my dart leg. After opening the dart is to create the cup. So in order to do that, we'll first come by this center front, here. I will come up by 1.25 to create that bustier we have at the Milkmaid top at the center front. Then I will use my French curve to connect it like this. You can see how it is. After getting this cup on this side, now we have to create the other cup at the other side. So I will check what I have from the center front here to here. We have 3.5 inches. I'll mark down my 3.5 inches here and add half inches like this. You can see. Now I'll create the cup. You can see the way I make it. This is it. Then now I'll use my straight ruler to connect it to the palm hole. Now this is the cup. Bust I'm working with is 36. 36 divided by 4 will give me 8.5. So I'll mark my 8.5 here. Next I have to do now is to get the waist measurement. The waist I'm working with is 30. 30 divided by 4 give me 7.5. I'll put down my 7.5 here. Plus 1 inches for this dart intake that we take here. You can see this is 1 inches. I'll add my 1 inches back here. So now we have not add seam allowance to this. I'll be adding 1.5 inches for the seam allowance. 1.5 here and 1.5 here also. Now connect these lines together. So now to get your neckline, you can either use this chest line, but using this chest line will be too revealing. So I will come up by 6 inches like this and mark 6 inches. Now connect this with a straight line. Okay, so now I came down by 6 inches because I don't want to reveal more cleavage. But if you want to reveal more cleavage, you can stick to the chest line. So now after doing that, now I want to get the neckline. So here I'll come down by 1 inches for the neck, and I will use my French curve. Now I'll be cutting this out. So I'm done with the cutting of the front. I don't want to cut the cup now. After cutting the back pattern, we'll cut the cup together. So now the next we have to do, I came down by 1 inches for my startup line, and I came in by 1 inches for the zipper allowance for the back. So now just place this here like this, and I would trace this out like this. I'm done with the tracing. Now I'll separate the front from the back. So for the back neck, I'll just come down by 1 inches for the back neck and just connect it like this. This is the zipper. For the front, we use 3.5. We'll mark the same 3.5 here also. I will just open it by half inches. I want the length of my dart to be 6 inches. So I'll mark 6 inches here. And I'll connect the line together. I'm done now. I'll cut this out, the back pattern. So this is the back pattern. Now we'll keep this back pattern aside and we'll work on the front pattern. So now we have to work on the front pattern. Next we have to do is to cut out the cup. This is how it will look. Now I'll keep this one at the side. Let's work on the cup itself. So now I'll be separating the cup because we'll be working on this one. I'm I'm done slitting the cup. Now I will be creating the Milkmaid effect. In order to do that, I'll be making use of the slash and spread method. I will keep this cup aside. I will not be making use of this one. We'll be using this plain one. So now the first we have to do, we'll mark 1 inches. I'll mark 1 inches here. Come again and mark 1 inches. So now connect these lines together. I'll label this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now I'll be slashing this. I'll be arranging the pieces on this pattern paper. This is my startup line as a guide here. So this is 1. I'll pin this down. So now I'm arranging my cup on the pattern paper, leaving a space of 1.5 inches. This is what they call slash and spread method. Guys, I'm done with the pinning down of the pattern. Now the next I have to do is to just trace this out like this. After tracing this out, now I'll cut it out. So I'm done with the cutting out. You can see how it is. I will gather this to this cup. So now we'll keep this aside. Now let's work on the sleeve. So now I'll be cutting the sleeve. To cut this sleeve, you divide your armhole by 2. So the armhole I'm working with is 16. 16 divided by 2 give me 8 inches. So I'll mark my 8 inches here. And I'll be adding 4 inches for the ruchness. You know, this is an off-shoulder sleeve. I will be putting elastic on the top of the sleeve and on the hem of the sleeve. So I will add 4 inches to this. This is it. Now I'll bring my back pattern. So I'll place my back pattern like this. So I'll just trace this like this. This is my armhole. Now we have to get the length of the sleeve. The sleeve, mark 7 inches for the length of my sleeve. This is the sleeve. Now I'll cut this on my fabric. Yeah, I'm done with the cutting of the pattern on the fabric. This is my front pattern. I cut 2 pieces for this. The front will be having a lining. This is the lining. I'm making use of the fabric as the lining also. Now I'll keep this aside. This is my sleeve. I have 2 pieces. When you want to cut this, you know my pattern paper is not unfold. So when I'm cutting on the fabric, I made my fabric unfold. I have 2 sleeves. Then this is the cup. This is it. After gathering it, we'll have this. So I'll keep this one aside also. Then for the back pattern, I added seam allowance for the hop. The back is not having a lining. I will just fold it in. See you on the next video where we'll be sewing this together. Thank you guys for watching to the end. I really appreciate you guys. Please don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with your sew friends, and the sewing video will be dropping soon. Thank you very much. See you guys on my next video. God bless you.